You're here and I'm queer and welcome back to my channel. Something wicked is upon us, so make sure you watch part 2 after this one since pink goes well with green. Yes, we have 2 dolls and 2 videos, and I probably slept a total of 2 hours while making them. No rest for the wicked, I guess. For this video, we will be tackling the Wicked Witch of the West, Elphaba. I initially didn't have plans on customizing the Wicked doll since I've already customized some in the past, but this movie has me so hyped up. It's literally everywhere, and I thought, let's give in and join in the wickedness of it all. Unfortunately, the dolls themselves aren't the most extravagant, especially the deluxe ones, which means we have some work to do. From the costumes we've seen so far, I do wish there was more drama and glamour, but you guys know, that's always my go-to. For Elphie, we are exaggerating everything and giving her Mugler does Victorian Gothic. I really wanted to give her a strong silhouette and emphasize her strong shoulders and hips. And I really wanted her and Glinda to juxtapose each other with color, silhouette, and style. Paul Tazwell said they really want her to have nature elements in the costume, and I really want to honor that with my design as well. She will really defy gravity with this dramatic ensemble. I'm really excited to show you all this project because it has not been an easy feat. Now let's get started with Miss Elphaba. Of course, we will be using the official Wicked doll, and they really have an amazing face sculpt. The only thing that kind of bothers me is that they can't share shoes with Barbie because they have bigger feet, and I wish that they actually have a made-to-move or Model Muse bodies. It seems like her green color is also a bit different than what I've seen, at least for promotional images and videos, but she looks absolutely phenomenal, and I think the mold really captures Cynthia really well. I do want to give this doll a little cinch in the waist since the fabric of the costume will add a little bulk, and for that, I will be doing the boiling water method. It's not my favorite, but it's still a good option. If you guys are not familiar with this method, you pretty much just boil your doll, and as you can see, there is elastic around her waist, and you want to wait until the plastic softens, and then you take it out and you squeeze it with like pliers or anything. For me, it's unpredictable because I don't really know where I'm squeezing for the most part. And sometimes I want to be accurate with a certain shape of the waist, but this is definitely a lot faster than my usual technique. And as you can see, it's not super drastic. It's very, very subtle of a difference, but I'm sure it will help with the overall costume. Now it's time for the visage. Of course, I will be doing my best to capture Cynthia Erivo's face. However, I am not an expert on realism, so I'd like to get that out of the way. Elphaba's makeup in the movie is pretty understated and natural, while Cynthia is super glamorous in real life. So you guys know I have to reference Miss Cynthia's glam for this face-up. As usual, we are removing her factory paint with acetone. You may also use nail polish remover if it has acetone in it. After spraying her face with Mr. Super Clear, we can finally draw on it with our watercolor pencils. And I am just sketching out the features that I want her to have. And of course, I had a bunch of Cynthia's pictures up for reference, you know, her red carpet looks, her green carpet looks, and also her movie looks. And I definitely want a good blend of the two. I still want her to look movie accurate, but also a little bit more glam like her in the green carpet. I definitely want her freckles to be a little bit more realistic than the factory paint that the doll had, because it was literally just like cartoonish dots. So over here I am trying to blend in the freckles and giving it a bit of a dimension. Surprisingly, it doesn't seem like the doll has Cynthia's really strong cheekbones, so we are going to be contouring her for the gods. I initially wanted burgundy lips for her. I thought that would look really good, but I actually think I'm going to revert back to green slowly within the layers. And I think that would actually help give the lips more dimension because we added an underpainting of red on it. I wanted to give her this beauty mark because I thought it would really push the old Hollywood glam of it all. Now let's add the green back to her lips, and as you can see, I'm just kind of putting it in the middle to really have that ombre effect. And of course, we can't forget about the catch lights, and a trick for Barbie scale eyes is literally one dot. Like a really small dot is so effective. And you guys know my obsession with glitter highlighter, with me, with my dolls, and so Miss Elphaba needs some as well. Oh my god, she is looking super stunning. I love the freckles, the eyeshadow, and the expression. Overall, super obsessed with how she turned out. Now let's work on her hairstyle. Her hair is often styled in a low ponytail or braided to the side, but I think I want to give her a huge bun so she doesn't look too stuffy with the hat and the costume. It also gives it the vintage twist, which I love. The goal for this bun is for it to still show from the front view, so I will be making it as big as I can. I divided her ponytail into two and I am braiding them together. I feel like this will add to the bun and make it look more ornate as well. This bun is very structured and secured. It has rubber bands and pins in there. Like, it's so amazing. And look at this before and after. She just looks absolutely incredible and glamorous. And oh my god, she is looking so wicked. I really wanted to pay homage to Cynthia's personal style and aesthetics with this doll as much as I can. And I knew I wanted to incorporate her iconic earrings. Initially, I was just going to paint the earrings on for the most part, but I was like, why? Like, let's go for it. Let's add some gems. Let's add some hoop earrings in there because Cynthia's earrings are very ornate and they always have a purpose when she wears them. Like, it always matches her outfits, of course, and it's always on theme. Now let's work on her dress. This last-minute project wouldn't be possible without the amazing That Plastic Biz on Instagram. I really want to thank them for creating this masterpiece in such short notice, and their urgency really motivated and hyped me up as well. This dress is so impeccable, and of course, I have to add some final touches to really perfect this for Elphaba. Because we modified this doll's body, I had to do some sewing behind the scenes to really make this dress fit perfect for Elphaba. I really want to add some texture to it and really bring in that nature and kind of wickedness of it all. And you guys know how I am with my hot glue texture technique. It's definitely not for everyone, but I absolutely enjoy doing it. I love doing it, and the effect for me is satisfying because I can get the nature look, I can get the worn out look, and to me it just makes it look more ornate. I mean, come on, this is really giving, and I know I was trying to go for Mugler vibes, but honestly, it's kind of giving Anthony Powell from 101 Dalmatians, and I can imagine Cruella rocking this. The 90s one, not the new one. Now I'm just painting over it with black fabric paint. You know, you want to keep the flexibility of the costume as much as you can. After painting it, it looks very subtle. I mean, maybe not very subtle, but as you can see, it's like a texture. And to me, that is the whole goal when I was envisioning and drawing this costume. Now I'm spraying glitter all over her dress because I still want her to really sparkle, even though it's quite subtle. I'm adding more tulle underneath, and this one is actually in purple because I do want her color scheme to be black with hints of purple in there because that's how it is in the movie. So I wanted to use the same color story for this doll. The hints of purple is actually very subtle, but it's so effective as a whole picture. I am so obsessed with this dress, and I fear I may need this in real life. Of course, she needs to have her dramatic cape. For her you know what I mean? I chose this ornate lace so it still feels airy, elegant, and grand. I'm also obsessed with the pattern. It reminds me of the mushroom texture they used for her official costumes. I layer them together and I'm actually snapping them in the back of her shoulders. But actually, in the end, I'm only snapping one so that it's asymmetrical and it looks so much better. And now it's time to work on her accessories. I love her hat and its texture. I do wish that the brim was wider and the tip was pointier. I think that would add more mystery and drama. So I'll be doing some adjustments to it. Just a little bit. I'm taking Warbler in order to widen her brim. So over here, I'm just tracing the hat, and this is how wide I want it to be. It's not too much of an extension, I think, although it does look very, very dramatic as I am cutting it. And now I'm just inserting that on top of her existing brim. I'm also extending the tip of the hat to make it more pointy. Now let's add the texture again with our hot glue, and this one obviously I'm trying to mirror the existing texture of the hat. And I thought that would suffice, however, it's a little bit different than the hat's original texture, so I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to add the hot glue to the overall thing now so that everything is uniformed. All of the texture is the same. And this is how everything looks, and yes, I also added it in the bottom. You know, everything needs to be blended in together. So now we are ready to paint the hat. This hat is just going to be solid black. Like, there's not a lot of bells and whistles to it. I will be adding some accessories in the end, but for the most part, color-wise, it's just going to be pure black. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but I'm actually not painting the underneath part all the way because I don't want the acrylic paint to make contact with the doll's face. I don't think it's a problem, but in the long run, it may pose an issue, so I'm just trying to be careful. Now I'm just taking some tulle fabric, and this one is the purple and the black with glitter tulle, and I'm just kind of twisting it around, and we are wrapping that onto the hat. And voila, we are done with her hat, and I am super obsessed with it. I need this in real life, of course. This entire outfit for Elphaba is a need for me. I knew she needed a cameo brooch for this overall look, so we need to summon another wicked witch so we can clone her cameo. I remember that this doll's cameo actually has a wicked witch on it. So I was like, oh my goodness, that is perfect. So I'm just taping around it because I did not want to remove it. And I'm just using my mold maker putty that I always use here. And we are just pressing it against this cameo. It should only take maybe 30 minutes for this to set, and we are ready to clone it. I mean, look at the details of that. I'm actually surprised it captured so much of it. So now I'm just taking my epoxy sculpt, and we are just pressing that onto our mold. And after a while, it should cure, and oh my goodness, this looks absolutely amazing. Like, oh my god, do I need this as an earring? I don't know. But let's go ahead and paint it. I was actually planning on giving her Bayonetta's like brooch, you know, because I have some extras that I printed. But I was like, that might be too out of the Oz world, so let's just go for a Wicked Witch cameo. Her broom also needs a bit of dramatifying, but honestly, I just want to add more texture to the bottom of it to make it look less plasticky. This broom is beautifully sculpted, and I'm so obsessed with it. However, I do want to add, like, you know, the broom area, so I'm just taking some twigs. You can use twine or yarn or whatever, just to add a layer on top of that, just to make it look more organic and natural and semi-realistic. Try not to go overboard with it because the broom itself is already heavy, surprisingly, and you know, adding stuff to it will make it even heavier to the point that Elphaba might not be able to carry it, so just be careful. I'm wrapping the edges with some twine cord just so that we can blend everything together. And of course, we gotta paint everything, you know, we gotta add some realism to it. I feel like even though this broom is painted really well, we can still take it a step further and really kind of age it and add more natural elements to it. From the pictures that I've seen, the broom actually has like green on it, like vine type of look, so I tried to add that as well. The boots that she wears in the movie is absolutely to die for, and I actually need them to release this as official merch or something. But unfortunately, because this doll's feet is bigger than your regular Barbie, the boots are super bulky. They're almost like G3 Monster High shoes. It also doesn't match the gown that she will be wearing, so an elegant footwear is needed. And I want to say thank you to Zombie Corn for gifting me his extra pair of Oz Does Ball Glinda shoes. That's perfect for this look. I feel like the straps of it is very witchy. Of course, we have to transform it and paint it all black. I do want to go more of a simple route with this one, just a plain pump, you know, but of course we have to add the red bottoms underneath. And that is her shoes completed, and I actually really love that the inside of the shoe is yellow. I feel like it's just super perfect for this custom. And oh my god, look at this red bottom. It's so satisfying and I'm obsessed. One thing I love about this doll is the hand molds and how she has sculpted fingernails. I do want to make them longer though, like Cynthia's. I feel like that would make her spell casting more enchanting and wicked. I'm just taking some plastic packaging and we are cutting a bunch of really skinny triangles, like really narrow triangles, and that will be the base of our nails, and I'm just super gluing it on her fingernails. When you guys are customizing the doll's hands with anything, like adding nails, adding rings, or whatever, this adds a level of fragility. Like, you just gotta be super careful when handling them and posing them. Of course, the plastic packaging is super flat, so I'm just adding a little bit of dimension using some UV gel polish. Now let's go ahead and start painting, and I added a darker green as the base color for her nail polish, but then we will be adding some brilliant emerald glitter on top of it. Well, maybe not glitter, but like shimmering paint. And for the back of her nails, I am painting them black. I was gonna go for red bottoms as well, but I was like, I feel like the black is a little bit more apropos for the look. And I also see that she's wearing pinky rings on both of her hands, so I'm just trying to add that as well. Now it's time to put her together. I saw in some promotional pictures that she actually wears stockings, and I found this in my doll stash, so I was like, that is perfect. So we are adding that to the look, even though you can't see it. I am super excited for the movie. I have not seen the Broadway production of it, but I actually know most of the songs for the most part, and I cannot wait to see the world of Oz and how the story unfolds. I hope you guys enjoy this doll. I am super obsessed with this Elphaba, and I hope you guys like her as well. And now we're done with Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West. Head over to part 2 for all the goodness.